before the film, I get the chance to ask both Bill and George questions about what we're about to see. George.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's going to be that kind of night, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fine.
Okay.
It's 2005 when you were doing this. Why were you making a film in 2005 about events that occurred in the 1950s?
Well, I grew up around news people. And, the Murrow legacy was a big part of my growing up because of you and because of I grew up in the generation. I was young, but we were still part of the generation that really was around so many different political climates. You were around, the anti-war movement and the civil rights movement, and it was a real time of sort of activism. And in many ways, you could point to Cronkite's going after Vietnam as a big part of the reason that certainly that there was a lot of attention brought to the end of the Vietnam War. And those were proud moments in our family's history, the idea of the Fourth Estate and the importance and the responsibility when two of the other estates don't necessarily knock it out of the park, I guess is the fair way of saying, when Congress or the executive branch don't necessarily do what we'd hoped was their job. Then you relied on the Fourth Estate. The Murrow example always seemed to be the best one. The speeches that I knew, because you used to read them to me when I was a kid, I actually got to watch from the Museum of Television and places like that. And the more you got to see them, the things that he was talking about speaking truth to power, and that all of those issues seem to not age and seem to be more and more relevant in 2004 when I started writing it, more so, I think, than ever. And it seemed to be a time for that.